Project Grey is an expansive open-world action-adventure RPG crafted by a single South Korean developer working under the studio name Indie. The game transports players to the alien world of Asirma, where they step into the shoes of Goloso, a native who obtains extraordinary powers granted by an advanced extraterrestrial race known as the Grey. As the narrative develops, Goloso begins to uncover unsettling truths about the Grey and their real motives, forcing him to make a critical choice, to stand beside them or rise against them. The game encourages exploration across a variety of richly designed environments, including ancient ruins and mysterious floating spacecraft. Hello Sunshine is a survival mystery experience developed by Red Thread Games, placing players in the decaying remnants of a once powerful corporate empire scorched by relentless sun. In this post-apocalyptic world, you become the final employee struggling to survive in a wasteland where the environment itself is your biggest enemy. By day, you must remain within the shifting shadow of a massive mechanical robot to avoid lethal heat waves and dangerous radiation. When night falls, survival demands staying near the same machine to fend off the freezing cold. Alongside survival, players scavenge for resources, craft essential tools, and enhance their robotic protector. Developed by Team Nocebo and powered by Unreal Engine 5, Shiver is an intense survival horror game that plunges players into a chilling mystery. The story begins in a small town overtaken by a sudden and unexplained blizzard, where you embark on a desperate journey to find your missing sister. As you traverse the frozen, desolate environment, the boundaries between reality and nightmare begin to blur. Players must solve complex environmental puzzles, fend off terrifying creatures coated in ice, and slowly unravel the dark secrets buried within the heart of the storm. Survival hinges on careful resource management and the ability to confront both supernatural entities and the merciless cold that surrounds you. Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time Remake is a modern reinterpretation of the iconic 2003 action-adventure title. Originally revealed in 2020 with an initial launch scheduled for January 2021, the project has since seen numerous delays and a shift in development studios. As of June 2024, Ubisoft officially announced that the game is now targeting a release sometime in 2026. This remake seeks to refresh the legendary classic with overhauled visuals and updated gameplay mechanics while staying true to the core elements that made the original so beloved. While fans eagerly await more information, specific details regarding supported platforms and technical enhancements have yet to be revealed.
But I warn you, I move pretty fast. You'd better keep up!
Prince! The dagger! It can turn back time!
Give me the dagger! Never!
The Bustling World is an immersive open-world RPG created by Firewall Games and brought to life by Lightning Games. Set in a richly imagined version of ancient China, the game allows players to shape their destiny through a multitude of lifestyle options. Whether you choose to cultivate the land, craft tools, engage in political negotiations, or command troops in epic battles, the game provides a sandbox-style experience brimming with freedom. Players can construct entire cities, oversee resource management, and interact with a dynamic ecosystem where NPCs follow daily routines and form intricate relationships. Developed by ZDT Studio and published by Konami, Darwin's Paradox is a vibrant and clever platformer where players step into the tentacles of Darwin, an intelligent octopus who's been abducted from the ocean and trapped inside a shadowy industrial facility. Armed with unique abilities like camouflage, ink spraying, and agile climbing, Darwin must solve puzzles, outsmart enemies, and dodge traps as he tries to escape back to the sea. The game blends classic platforming with intricate puzzle solving and supports immersive features like haptic feedback on the PS5's DualSense controller, enhancing the overall experience. Greenhawk Platoon delivers high-octane FPS action in both single-player and multiplayer modes, plunging you into the chaotic battles of the world's tiniest army. Join forces with fellow plastic toy soldiers and fight for dominance in everyday battlegrounds, from kitchens and bedrooms to the backyard. Choose from a variety of soldier classes like riflemen, medics, engineers, rocketmen, heavy machine gunners, and commandos. Utilize everything from tanks and helicopters to grappling hooks, parachutes, and rockets. Environmental surprises like cats and birds add a layer of wild unpredictability.
It's about time!
Set in a stylized 1959, Deliver at All Costs is an outrageous action game where destruction, mystery, and absurd humor collide. Players become Winston Green, a short-tempered courier with a troubled past who's tasked with delivering some of the strangest and most dangerous packages imaginable. Drive, crash, and explode your way through semi-open environments that crumble under chaos. From hauling a wild, oversized marlin to escorting an unstable bomb on the brink of detonation, every mission is a high-stakes disaster in motion. With a story spread across 3 acts and visuals steeped in 1950s charm, this game brings explosive personality to every delivery.
You lose screws.
At We Deliver, we pride ourselves on completing every delivery.
We're reshaping the very essence of delivery services to ensure that every package is delivered with utmost efficiency.
My bad.
Hey, that delivery's mine to make.
This is just the beginning. There's something off about you, kid. I just know it.
Developed and published by Separu Interactive, Agni Village of Calamity is a gripping survival horror game that transports players to a remote village in Indonesia. You play as Agni, a fearless investigator from a covert police division who defies protocol in pursuit of the truth behind a haunting case. Drawing heavy inspiration from genre classics like Silent Hill and Resident Evil, the game blends atmospheric storytelling with inventory management, puzzle solving, and encounters with nightmarish entities. With its cinematic presentation and deeply immersive setting, Agni promises to be a chilling journey into the unknown.
Sejengkal saja kamu keluar dan menginjakkan kaki di tempat itu, semua pintu deskupan akan tertutup buatmu. Jangan buat keputusan yang akan kamu sesali.
Lila butuh saya, Bu.
Insomniac Games, in collaboration with Sony Interactive Entertainment, is bringing one of Marvel's most iconic heroes to life in Marvel's Wolverine. Taking place in the same universe as the studio's Spider-Man series, the game centers on James Logan Howlett, offering a standalone story that delves deep into his dark and complex personality. Expect fierce, close-quarters combat and a mature narrative tone that sets it apart from traditional superhero fare. Developed by NeoStream Interactive, Little Devil Inside is a unique action-adventure RPG set in a stylized Victorian-like world. Players follow the story of Billy, a skilled swordsman working for a research organization investigating paranormal activities. The game combines exploration, survival mechanics, and real-time combat across a wide variety of atmospheric environments. Both single-player and co-op multiplayer options are included. First announced through Kickstarter in 2015, the game has faced multiple delays. However, as of February 2024, the developers confirmed a shift to Unreal Engine 5, signaling ongoing development and renewed momentum. ILL is a gritty, first-person horror shooter being crafted by Team Clout with the power of Unreal Engine 5. Although gameplay details remain scarce, the game has made a name for itself, thanks to its grotesque creature designs, photorealistic visuals, and immersive, dread-filled atmosphere. With an emphasis on intense body horror and an unsettling tone, it aims to deliver a truly harrowing experience. The game is expected to release in 2025 and will be available on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC.
You there, Mike? I made my way in. Found some sort of administrative room. It's a total mess here.
Shit. They were really rushing out of their workday. All right, head to the dome. It might be your only way down.
Tenet of the Spark is a cinematic action-adventure experience created by Roar Games that takes players on a multi-dimensional journey through time. You follow the story of Will, a boxer battling not only ruthless street gangs, but also his own inner demons across three strikingly different timelines: the present day, the Viking era, and the ancient Aztec world. The game seamlessly shifts between these historical periods, weaving melee-focused combat with clever, time-bending puzzles and exploration-driven gameplay. Featuring stylized visuals and a uniquely layered narrative structure, Tenet of the Spark brings a fresh and ambitious twist to the action genre.
What was that?
Developed by Everstone Studio and published by NetEase, Where Winds Meet is a sprawling, open-world action RPG set during the dramatic 5 Dynasties and 10 Kingdoms period of ancient China. Inspired by classic wuxia tales, the game casts players as a young swordmaster searching for the truth behind their mysterious past, while navigating the turbulence of political conflict and war. With over 20 unique regions to explore, players can immerse themselves in traditional Chinese culture by performing music, participating in drinking games, and unraveling clever puzzles. Hela is a heartfelt 3D co-op adventure game from Wind Up Games, published by Knight's Peak, and steeped in the mystical charm of Scandinavian folklore. The story follows a courageous mouse who embarks on a magical journey to save a kind-hearted witch by gathering rare ingredients and brewing enchanted potions. Players explore stunning environments, from serene lakes to misty mountains, solving puzzles and performing kind deeds that influence the evolving world. Whether playing solo or teaming up with a friend in cooperative multiplayer, the journey unfolds through magical forests and atmospheric landscapes. Odin Valhalla Rising is an epic cross-platform MMORPG, brought to life by Lionheart Studio and published by Cacao Games. Set in a breathtaking world drawn directly from Norse mythology, the game offers players a seamless open-world experience with no loading screens, spanning mythic realms like Midgard, Alfheim, and Jotunheim. Players can select from 4 distinct classes: Warrior, Sorceress, Rogue, and Priest, each with their own playstyle and progression systems. From Moon Eye Studios, the creators of Lost Ember, comes Ikuma: The Frozen Compass, a story-driven adventure game set in the icy wilderness of 1864. Players take on the roles of Sam, a young cabin boy, and Ellie, his loyal sled dog, as they struggle to survive after being stranded on an unexplored Arctic island. Drawing from the real-life tragedy of the Franklin expedition and Inuit legends, the game challenges players to brave a frozen world, gather supplies, and uncover the secrets of a long-lost voyage.
They lurk in the dark, wander too deep, and you're theirs. Shh. Quiet now. They're close.
The Night Wanderer is an upcoming action RPG from Mighty Koi, inspired by the acclaimed Polish sci-fi fantasy novel series Lord of the Ice Garden by Jarosław Grandowicz. In this gripping narrative, players assume the role of Vuko Drakainen, an elite operative sent to the alien world of Midgard to locate a missing scientific team. But on this primitive planet, advanced technology fails due to an unusual radiation field, forcing Vuko to rely on traditional armor, blades, and his survival instincts. The game combines tight Souls-like combat with Metroidvania-style exploration and a quest-driven narrative.
She was confined by the abyss. Her only hope, the ship, carrying her beloved.
Blades of Fire is an action-adventure title from Mercury Steam, published by 505 Games, and set in a brooding dark fantasy universe. Players take on the role of Arundhaleira, a betrayed warrior cursed by Queen Nerea, whose sorcery turns steel into stone, making conventional weaponry utterly useless. Armed with a sacred hammer, Aaron must forge his own arsenal to stand against the monstrous legions controlled by the Queen. The game introduces a distinctive weapon crafting system, where players combine various materials and forged scrolls to design and customize their tools of war.
Only you.
Marking a major evolution in the franchise, Silent Hill F is the next installment in Konami's iconic survival horror series, now developed by Neobards Entertainment. Set in 1960s Japan, the game follows high school student Hinako Shimizu as she ventures through the ominous, mist-filled streets of Ebisugaoka. This marks the first time a mainline Silent Hill game takes place outside of the titular town, as Hinako faces grotesque monsters and delves into terrifying psychological horrors. The story, written by When They Cry creator Ryukishi07, fuses traditional Japanese horror with the unsettling psychological themes that define the series.
ここに至ってもまだ迷いがあるということなのね。あなたがそれに悩める時間はもう尽きかけている。あなたは誰なの？さっきからなんで何もわからないふりをしているの？私はね、あんたをすぐに殺すこともできたんだよ。全部奪ったな。全部。
Disorder, developed by Grumpy, is a roguelike action game wrapped in mystery and psychological unease. Players step into the shoes of a girl trapped inside a surreal, ever-changing department store, seeking both escape and the truth about her identity. With procedurally generated dungeons, no two runs are the same, requiring players to constantly shift their strategy. As the protagonist uncovers lost memories, the story deepens and directly affects gameplay. Fast-paced combat, eerie exploration, and a chilling atmosphere combine to present both physical and mental challenges that must be overcome to break free from the haunting labyrinth. Spine is a single-player action-adventure beat-em-up from Neki that plunges players into a cyberpunk dystopia dripping with neon and tension. Taking on the role of Redline, a rebellious street artist infused with a sentient combat implant known as Spine, players must go head-to-head with the ruthless AI overlords of Tensor Corporation to rescue Redline's kidnapped brother. Inspired by the high-intensity choreography of John Wick, the game delivers stylish gunplay, brutal close-quarters combat, and agile parkour movement.
I never asked for this.
Project DT is a third-person action spectacle from Digiski Studio, set in a gritty, futuristic world. Players take control of a powerful female protagonist armed with advanced tech and rocket-powered limbs, battling a relentless swarm of biomechanical enemies. With its mix of lightning-fast melee combat, explosive movement, and a heavy industrial aesthetic, the game channels the energy of classics like Metal Gear and Fist of the North Star. While the story and release details remain under wraps, the game's bold visual style and intense action sequences have already drawn considerable attention. Spider Studio and Nacon return with GreedFall 2. The Dying World, a prequel to the original RPG that flips the perspective, placing players in the role of a native from the island of Tir Frady. Abducted and brought to the mainland of Gakan, players find themselves in a fantasy world echoing 17th century Europe, caught in a web of colonization, diplomacy, and resistance. Exploration is deeply tied to player choice, with options for direct combat, stealth approaches, or negotiating outcomes. Lost Skies is a cooperative open-world survival adventure from Bossa Games, published by Humble Games. Set among an endless expanse of floating islands, players can form teams of up to 6 to explore the skies, gather ancient tech, and build fully customizable skyships. The game emphasizes player freedom with traversal tools like grappling hooks and gliders, making movement as dynamic as the aerial world around you. With unpredictable weather, sky beasts, and physics-based challenges, survival is anything but simple. The early access version includes the game's first region, featuring a diverse set of islands, wildlife, ancient robotic threats, and a massive mechanical boss called the Herald. Developed by Reburn, a studio formed by former 4A Games Ukraine developers known for the Metro series, La Quimera is a first-person shooter that blends intense combat with powerful storytelling. Set in the dystopian Latin American megacity of Nuevo Caracas in 2064, where traditional governments have crumbled and megacorporations reign, players become a private military contractor outfitted with a customizable exosuit. The game pits you against rival factions and robotic forces in a gritty urban battlefield. Players can take on missions solo or in teams of up to 3, emphasizing strategic collaboration and tactical decision-making. Outpost 2 Orbital Siege, developed by Team Ranger, blends genres into a bold, experimental mix of first-person shooter, real-time strategy, and tower defense. This time around, players take control of a mobile fortress, a powerful battleship that replaces static towers and comes equipped with deployable drones for autonomous resource gathering and item collection. The game aims to offer a highly dynamic and immersive experience, pushing forward the tower defense genre with mobility and depth.